Alright, so now that I have reviewed every one of the Wrong Turn movies, thank God I'm done with that, it's time to rate them. So we're going to rank all 7 of the Wrong Turn films right here, right now, in my own living room, right here in my living room, for Mop Top Boys from Liverpool. Okay, anyway, Mop Top Kids from Liverpool, whatever. So we got 7 of them. I think you know what my number 7 is going to be, but let's go ahead and start with number 7, bottom of the barrel, frying the pan, is Wrong Turn 6, Last Resort. This movie is... I understand they didn't like, that Part 5 didn't necessarily give them the results they wanted. Declan O'Brien had an idea for a trilogy of prequels. They kiboshed that and they decided to reboot it. And instead of the cannibalistic stuff that we've seen in previous films, it was still there, but they decided to up the ante with the incest part of these redneck inbred cannibal people. That's not a good thing. And this thing all plays out as a softcore horror porno, which normally I wouldn't mind, but the implied incest in this film just doesn't work for me. The whole plot revolves around these 2 cousins, brother and sister, whatever, who are already incestuous, wanting to bring this former family member back in so that this chick can bang him and further the the bloodline, so to speak. And then they have this little town full of their little people. No. The characters are written terribly. This whole script is written terribly. How this got greenlit, I don't know. It's shit. It's shit on top of shit, covered in shit, thrown into shit, and then covered with shit again. No. Number 6, not much better, but Wrong Turn 5, Bloodlines. And this is boring. It's boring. Most of the time, we are following Doug Bradley into jail, and once he does finally get out, he's put back into jail, and we gotta go to again. And it sets up the third part of a trilogy that never happened, with a blind protagonist that we never got. It doesn't... With Declan O'Brien behind the helm, you think a director could keep things in line. Like the previous film had the mental asylum. That's not even mentioned here. Now we're just in a town. And all this is supposedly supposed to be happening before the events of the first film, even though the previous film in this took place in the winter and could not possibly have taken place. I mean, it could be January 2003, I guess, but I don't think it was. But, yeah, it doesn't do it for me. It's boring, but I'd rather watch this 1,000 times over than Last Resort, so that's why it gets 1 up. Number 5 is Wrong Turn 3, Left for Dead. Again, this isn't boring, but Declan O'Brien doesn't know how to do characters. Now, I understand that in horror franchises such as Friday the 13th, Halloween, and Nightmare on Elm Street, we've become accustomed to cheering for our horror villains to kill people. So there are characters who you don't like and you want to see die. And that works. But this is the 3rd chapter in a horror franchise that only has 3 at this point. When this was being made, this is the 3rd one. I don't think we're at that point quite yet. Even though the 2nd one was very exciting. This one is just, you cannot, in a horror film, especially if you're lost in the woods, you need to be able to want to see these people get through. They're all criminals. I don't care. I could care less. Criminals, murderers, care less. There's a subplot with where this guy is an undercover FBI agent. That goes nowhere. There's a little thing where one of the prisoners says he's innocent. That goes nowhere. There's this thing with the money, and they come back to that at the end, only for the guard to kill the crook to kill the guard, and then he's going to be killed by one of the rednecks off screen. Even though there shouldn't be anyone left, it just makes no sense. You know. Really, the only good thing about this is the kills and 3 finger. Other than that, trash. Number 4 is Wrong Turn 4, Bloody Beginnings. I actually kind of enjoyed this film. It's different. It's in the snow. It's in an asylum. And it even has the, LGBT kind of thing. Where nowadays, being that it's overused, people would, say this is woke. This is the woke turn. But, no, it actually works. But it suffers from that prequel thing where we never seen these characters before, so they're probably not going to survive, and then you think they're going to survive, and then their heads are taken off, so, no, but there are some decent kills here, being turned into, what is that? Dip the bread in the cheese. You dip the bread in the cheese, I can't remember what it's called. Fondue. Dude's turned into fondue. That was kind of cool. But, yeah. Number 3 is the Wrong Turn remake from this year. Here, hold on. I'll get it out. I appreciated that it was a different story. If you're gonna remake a film, do something different, like with Child's Play. But people got pissed with Child's Play because it's not exactly the same thing we've seen the other times, so it's bad. And that's another thing. People saying, oh, there's no redneck cannibals in it. It's not the exact same thing, so it sucks. Did you watch the other ones? This is more creative. A civilization in the middle of the woods. Yes, I have my problems with the film, but I appreciate it for what it is. It's well written, well done. There are some problems with it, but every film has problems with it. Except for maybe some of John Carpenter's films. But this is a good film, and that's why it's number 3. Number 2 is the original Wrong Turn from 2003. I used to say this was the best, but upon rewatching these, it's good. There are some problems that keeps it lower, like jumping into a tree and not getting fucking broken pieces. The kill is a little bit meh. Maybe like the idea of like they never actually go back to their friends. Yeah, you ever realize that? Like they say, oh, we'll be back to their friends, but they never bring back. I know you can say, oh, but they're being chased by the rednecks. But don't they want to see if their friends are okay before they find the bodies? Before they see the bodies in that thing, they never once say, oh, we gotta go back, they're waiting for us. No, they don't care. And then once they're killed, yeah, they're a little bit upset, but it's like, okay, let's go. But I do like the actors in this, Jeremy Sisto's pretty good, Elijah Dushku is great, even Emmanuel Shariki is good. And, of course, Julian Richings as 3 Finger. Even though he's not really discernible from the other ones in this one, they make him look, you can point him out later in the films. But here, he's just like one of the other ones. But, yeah, it's pretty good. And that's number 2. So, number 1, as you might have guessed, is Wrong Turn 2, Dead End. This film, I was not expecting me to enjoy this film as much as I did. But it goes balls to the walls, man. You have Henry Rollins. You have the Texas Battle. You have, what's her name from Blair Witch 2? Which, you guys know I love Blair Witch 2. You have, this family in the middle of the woods. But Joe Lynch wanted to have some redneck family. And then whoever directed the 6th one said, oh, let's just make them incestuous family. But, here, yeah, it's a redneck incest family. Yes, there's some incest stuff in here that kind of but they play it for a laugh, and that's the thing. The big difference between this and the sixth one is the sixth one you're supposed to take all the incest seriously, and that's why it kind of creeps you out. Here, it's played for a laugh, like dude's jerking it off to the freaking hot chick, and then girlfriend slash sister comes along, murders her, and then they're going at it. It's a little funny, you know. It's not the whole plot of the movie. We have to bang this dude so that we can spread our seed further. No, it's just a little gag in the middle of the film. You know? Baby birth, we go to the next one. Three Finger is probably the best in this film. And the characters, except for maybe Jonesy, are all pretty good. I hate Jonesy. He's annoying as fuck. And yes, some of the effects just don't do it very well. Like the arrow through Jonesy and the lesbian, where it you can tell it's compositive. Yes, this is a downgrade in effects, but there are some good stuff, and that's why it's number one on my list. So what are your thoughts on the Wrong Turn movies? Leave in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty. We got one more video left in this franchise, and that's the original versus remake video, which I'll try to do sometime this week. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one.